Let me take you to the special place today. Let's discover what is the secret of the Dolmens. What are those chambers? Some call that this is burial chambers. So let's speak about this version, alternative version. This is quite a unique space. We are in Pembrokeshire, near the village of Glandore. There's this absolutely incredible dolmen survived. Look at that. There's my little setup there, my meditation spot. It's such a perfect place for meditation. On the entry there is a stone welcoming you, and the very old beech trees surrounding. So this maybe a couple of hundreds of kilograms, those monoliths are really heavy. I don't really know how to get them up there. So they really had the technology to do that. And we can see the dolmens all over the world, really. Particularly lots of dolmens we can find in Caucasus region of Russia and Crimea. There's quite a significant amount, and the way they done there, some of them are amazing examples. You can see not just here where the leftovers stones survive, but you can also see how they surrounded with the stone, so there is no light coming through, and there is a hole, a rounded hole done in the stone to put the door in, another stone. So it's quite a sophisticated technology, really, to get it done precise way. Here we can see it's open. We could suggest that this is open because it could have been other more temporary wall around it to block the light, for example, because normally it does have like enclosed space, and there is a space there to perhaps pass the food and stuff. So now here's the alternative idea about the dolmens and why they exist. So there's the idea that they are created for vision quests, for people, for retreats, basically, for meditative retreats, for long meditative retreats. And the idea is that they were created for each like clan or like family in a modern sense, where each family would have one of them, or either it would be cave or it would be a dolmen like this, and the members of the family, when they're ready, they go there to find the insights about their nature, about who they really are, and really come out to the society with that vision, with that wider vision of the universe within themselves. This is one of the great examples here in Wales, and there are quite a few around here. We are in Pembrokeshire, and we found a couple already here. One is quite a big one, and this one is quite unique because so beautiful, surrounded by those wonderful old beech trees. A circle of beech trees is certainly a special place. Another thing to note, that this tradition of going to the caves is still present in Nepal, in Tibet, in some of the northern territories of India, where it's often also done not necessarily voluntarily. When someone from the family, for example, behaving strange, they could lock that person in the dolmen or in a cave to recalibrate, rethink their behavior perhaps, or understand. So you can see caves where they would put a person in a cave and put lots of stones on the entry of it, so this person won't be able to get out of it, and they just leave a little tiny area where they can pass on the food, so the food can be still brought to the meditation chamber, where a person stays for some time, and after a while of being there, there's some insights coming through. So this is the version that this is not a coincidence. I don't think someone really gonna go all the trouble to move the hundreds of kilograms of the stones to bury someone. So I don't really buy this. We now also know that in the dark, there are those dark retreats getting quite popular. When the person goes into the dark, our pituitary and pineal gland, which is in the middle of our skull, activates, and they start to talk to each other. So, and this is what happens when the Kundalini raising as well. Those two higher glands start to communicate very efficiently, and that's where all the mystical insights, even our dreams or visions, go from the pituitary gland. When the pituitary gland activates and secrete, then we able to see those or perceive or even imagine, or wherever it is, there's some kind of internal antenna activates, or internal receiving device activates within us, and we start seeing things. We start seeing things differently, or we start seeing things as they are. And that happens after a while you're in a complete dark situation. So, for example, your dreams, so some of the very vivid dreams come from that activation of pituitary and pineal gland. Perhaps that activation of the pineal gland in the dark may be the case, maybe the reason our ancestors were going to all this trouble to make this kind of massive giants to come and stay within them for some time, to find the edges of the reality. Interesting thing that it's quite common to know that the stone is absorbing the experience. So the idea is that a family has their own dolmen. If the more advanced practitioner in a family gone and meditated there and reached certain states of mind, certain states of development of their meditation, then this kind of experience imprint in the stones. So they carry that kind of peak of the experience. So when the next person goes there, much more likely they're able to achieve them. So they kind of imprint the roadmap of those alter states of mind, and the rocks absorbing that, and it's like a crystals, right? So there are those myths where the whole information were encoded in the crystals. The same happens with the rock. So they're able to write some information in there, and it stays. So that could be one of the explanation why rocks, why not just a wooden hat, for example. That's how within the family they sort of pass on that development path. That's why they probably would also lock someone in if someone behaving not really great. It's not just about hearing the information. I think it's about experiencing that information, right, on yourself, and see how it works for you. I definitely feel when I came to this one and I just sat down, you drop straight away deep into that silence, into that calm state. And this is a special. This is actually one of the thing to really understand the place, that kind of calm, that deep calm space. It's allowing you to drop very quickly. Some of the sacred spaces have that quality, and this one in particular for sure. When I just came and sat down for some time, just very quickly clicked something, and meditative state is natural in those spaces. So maybe that was one of the point. They kind of a little help us on the way of meditators. When you go to the space where people perhaps meditated for some time, you're able to just drop deep straight away. I'm interested to go deeper and perhaps explore that for a little bit longer time, maybe 3 days, 7 days, a month. Yeah, so let's see. There's a path here, so people might be passing. Ideally find something which is away from the beaten track, where you can just stay for a little while. And another thing with dolmens, they're warmer than caves. Yesterday we went to another cave, which is in a beautiful forest, old oak forest, also in Pembrokeshire, and it's just cold in a cave. In the dolmens, they're a little bit up and slightly warmer. So another good practical, really, explanation for building the dolmens, because caves, they are inside and really almost inside the earth, and they don't really get exposed to the sun at all, and so it's quite chilly out there. So you kind of need to be able to maintain your temperature. There are ways to do it, like Tuma yoga, for example, where generated the heat within, and most of the Buddhist yogis of the past able to do it. And well, even some of present as well, there are like trainings in Tuma yoga happening where you combust kind of the energy within your lungs. You also do visualization, and you're able to warm yourself up this way. So there are different ways of keeping up there. The secrets of the dolmens, like, see if you can explore for yourself and answer that for yourself. It's always not enough to hear it. The way to understand it's to hear it from someone you trust, and then find evidence in scriptures, in sutras or Vedas, something which has proved itself over time, and then your own experience. When those three are coming together, this is the knowledge you can trust. Hopefully you will take it on and find a dolmen for yourself and try meditate there. And when the world is on you, when the challenging situation, when you are in a situation where you want to decide something, you want to get right, so the retreats are essential, so you can really drop deep to your vision, perhaps even beyond this life. And when you see yourself beyond this life, the dots coming together, so you can see, like, zoom out a little bit from yourself, and what you do and what you need to do perhaps become a little bit more clear. And that's one of the points of meditation, where you see your path, slightly zoom out, and you can take decision, not emotional, but based on that level of coming back to the path you were on. So continue walking that path. Blessings. Have a lovely meditation.